Hey guys, this is my video on data table in Excel. How do we use data table and what functionality is? So I've taken some dummy data for quantity of product as per and cost per unit to be 8. So total cost I have derived as a product of 12 and 8. That's the quantity and cost per unit. Now suppose if I want to understand what is the sensitivity of cost with respect to one of the input parameters. And what I can do is I can go to data tab and I can make use of what if analysis and data. So suppose if I write cost over here, and let's say I want to consider the sensitivity with respect to quantity. Right now, let me take in you over here, and I want to see the variation with respect to quantity. Suppose I take this as 9 and me drag it down a bit. What I need to do is I need to select this data and I need to go to what if analysis under data tab. I go to data table, and as I'm varying the column input cell, what I'll do is I'll equate into the column value, that is quantity. Needs to press OK, and this will populate this. Now, what this tells me that with variation of quantity, keeping cost per unit as constant, what is the variation in the total cost? What I see over here is that when quantity was kept as 12, which is the original value, my total cost is same as this, which is 96. But if I increase it, my total cost increases, keeping the cost per unit. Similarly, if I increase my quantity to 40, my total cost increases to 112, which is higher than the one that was there at 13. So this is the sensitivity with respect to one input variable. Suppose if I want to carry this out with respect to two input variables, how do I do that? Let me show it to you. Suppose I take the total cost over here. Now on the column side, I vary the quantity. I'll take similar values like the ones I took over here. Now I'll just paste it over here. While on the row input side, I'll take cost per unit. Let me start from 6, 7. Let me take certain values to, let's say, okay. So now if I want to see what is the sensitivity of my total cost with respect to the input variable, which is, let me write it down. This is cost per unit, and the column variable is quantity. Now, suppose if I want to see what the variation is, what I'll do is I'll just select the table. It's not necessary that the number of rows and column inputs need to be equal. They can be different also. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 inputs over here and 5 over here. What I'll do is I'll go to data tab. I'll go to what if analysis. I'll go to data table. My row input cell is cost per unit. That's the variable I've taken. What I'll put in. While my column input cell is quantity, and this is the input which I've kept in. If I click on OK, this populates the table. Now, if you look at it carefully, 12 is the quantity that I initially had, and when 8 is the cost per unit, I'm getting 90. Now, what I see is that as and when I increase this, there's an increment in the total cost. Similarly, same is for cost per unit. Now, what I can do is I can use conditional formatting in a bit. So what I'll do is I want to see, let's say, greater than, and I want to use this particular value. What I see is that for these particular inputs, the total cost is higher than the initial one. So this gives me a sensitivity to how variation in quantity along with the cost per unit, that is the two input variables, is going to impact the output variable. This is a simple example as to how the application of basic data table could be done for single variable as well as for two variables. If we have to do it for more than two variables, then we have to use a scenario management, and that is what I'll cover in another video. Thank you. Thanks, guys, for your time.